Linda's an old client of mine. I worked with Linda for a number of years, and this was a while ago. And so I haven't thought about her in quite a bit. And as I was going for a run and kind of letting my mind wander, just face popped into my head, and some of the messages and conversations that we had started coming up too. And I wanted to share something that she taught me, and hopefully it will resonate with you. So Linda came to me. She suffered from a very severe stroke. It left her with very limited mobility, nerve damage, her proprioception, like everything that happens from a stroke, a lot of that stuff happened to her. So she was mobile, she was self-sufficient, she could move her legs, but she lost a lot of strength, particularly in her legs, also in her left arm. And her speech was slurred as well. So, she could speak, we could have conversations, but it took a while to get to. I mean, there was some damages that happened from it. And she came to my old place I was working with, and we got a chance to connect and started working together because she wanted to increase mobility, stay self-sufficient, and build as much strength as she could, and get back to walking as much on her own as possible. So we started working together, and we were working twice a week and putting in the effort. And I'll never forget this one day. So one of the things we were working on was she was trying to get up out of a chair without any assistance, just her legs. And we worked on this a lot. And we started with very high elevation and working it there, and then slowly, progressing, so on and so forth. You know how the deal, goes. And she would get it once in a while. Like she got it a couple times, in a week. Like she got a rep, then maybe she got a second. It was very hard to get any more from that. And then one day she popped up and she got up and did like 8 reps in a row, just down, up, down. And I didn't even know what I was seeing. I was like, oh my God, just keep going. And then a couple other trainers that I worked with, remember, like they were working with clients and they just started looking out the corner of their eyes and they're like, is that actually happening? And we just kept rolling. That was an awestruck moment at that time. And I was like, wow, there's deeper things in the universe that are coming to works here, versus just our sets and reps that we were doing. That was really powerful. That alone, I remember so vividly. But the thing that I remembered and I was thinking about this weekend is we gave the same greeting every time that we saw each other. So she would come, she always got there very early to sessions, usually like maybe 15 minutes, sometimes like 30 minutes beforehand. One, because I think she wanted to make sure that she was on time because she knows she moved a bit slower. But she also would watch other people working out. She would encourage them on the side. She would smile. She would say, good job and stuff like that. And it was awesome to see. And then when it was our time to train, I would go up to her and it was the same greeting every time. Hey, Linda, what's happening today? And she'd look at me and she'd smile. And she'd say, I'm here. She'd say, I'm here every time. She showed up. She showed up every single day. She missed a couple of days here and there when she got sick, but she showed up. She knew there was irreversible consequences from this stroke. She knew she was never going to fully get back to her mobility and her strength. But she knew that there was things that she could improve on, and she was determined to see what those were. But she knew that she had to show up. And she did. So every time we said that, hey, Linda, what's happening today? She goes, I'm here. And it was that, hey, I'm showing up for myself today. And she did. We'd do our work. It was no expectations of what we were going to make sure we accomplished on that day. She came in and we did the best that we could every day. And she improved something. She improved in great ways in her mobility, other ways in strength. It was very touch and go, and we were doing the best that we could. But she showed up every day. And I wanted to bring that out because, it's a story, it's a tale as old as time, right? I've heard this a million different times. Simplicity and consistency, it's the two masters.